We have all of these different features here. This is what we went over in the first session. Though where we're going to be operating today is we're going to be operating in sheets. So let's everyone go into the compensation planning by position sheet. And I fully have to admit I was in here playing around this morning, so I've got a feeling. Yeah. So what I did was I'm on a different level structure. So you can see up here in the top right-hand corner here where it says the levels. What everyone needs to do is here, we need to go into the level where we know we have the personnel. So for the training purpose, we're going to be operating in this 0250-0004. So all we have to do is just go ahead and click on that. And I can see that the system is thinking our personnel that are in our sheet here. So make sure that you have the level here, 0250-004. That's the one we are going to see, FN, AFF, budget operations. You can see here the version we're operating in the FY22 budget. So this is where we're working on creating our FY22 budget based on our personnel actions. So remember up here on the top we have our different navigation features here, and so one of the two items that we're really going to focus on right now are adding rows and deleting rows. This is what we're going to focus on right now. So the first thing I want you to do is click this button here where it says add rows. It's just the item that has, well, it looks to be 3 rectangular bars with the plus sign covering up the bottom 2. So we'll go ahead and click that add row. And you can see what it does here is it's added a new row for us. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to scroll all the way over to the left-hand side, and so you can see all these different options that we have here. So the good news is, like, if you're adding, say, what we're trying to do here is we're trying to add what would be a planned new position. And so if we are planning for a new position, we don't know what the position number is, and we don't know what the employee is, so those items can remain blank. The name position can also remain blank. The position status right here, you can see this drop down in the right-hand corner, that little triangle on the right-hand side of this position status. If you click on in there, it gives you the options as to what you can put in as to your different items that you can put in there. And so you can put any of these new items on there. You could put a filled position. It could be a new that's already approved. It could be a requested position. It could be a vacant position, or it could be a non-position. I don't know exactly what non-position would be used for, but these are the different options. So let's just say we're requesting a position. As we're creating our budgets, we're going to say we want to create a new position. So we're going to request a new position. We've already put the position status as requested. The important item right here, so the next important item here is the fringe group, because this is going to dictate how the fringe benefits are calculated. And so you can see all of the different options here. So let's just say that we're going to select a new A&P position. And we know that this is going to be one person, so we're just going to go into the FTE column right next to it and type in 1. We have the option for union code, so there's the various unions on campus. I'm not too familiar with what the union codes are specifically within your unit, so that's something that you would be aware of. So if you're adding a new faculty member who may be part of UFF or police, we got the different police unions. They're the different union codes, so you can type those in there. And I do believe there are options to select based on there. Those would be very specific to your units. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to HR on that. So the next important one right here is going to be the start date. And so, because what this will do is this will help actually calculate the budget as accurately as possible. So we'll go ahead and just click this bottom right hand, or on the right hand side, this little triangle right here. This will just bring up the calendar feature. And so since we're operating in the FY22 budget, we'll just go as simple as possible. They're going to start on July 1st of 2021. That's the full year. And so we know that individual is going to be coming in, and we can see what the annual pay is. So you can skip over, actually, within the home department. If you choose to, this item can remain blank. It's not as important. But if you want that to show here, you can actually just go into this cell right here. And actually, you don't want to right-click it. If you just want to do a quick Control-C on your keyboard and then the Control-V, you can copy it down. It's available. It's just that's an easy way to get those down. It's not important for this line, and it's not going to have any impact on your data entry. So as we keep scrolling over to the right here, you can see the annual pay. And so one of the important things is here, you can see all the salaries have been entered as 30,000. So let's just go ahead and enter 30,000. I put 300,000. So we just put 30,000, and you can see that our total salaries have already increased to $240,000. And as we continue to scroll over here, we'll go over the salary adjustments, and so we'll go over that as we get further and further along. We know our hours per week, it's going to be a 40-hour-a-week position. And then we have the pay frequency. I'm going to highlight this just really quickly because the pay frequency helps us determine our 12-month versus 9-month employees. So you can see that you can, if you have a 9-month faculty, when you're adding 9-month faculty, you can easily select the 9-month position. If it's anyone but the 9-month faculty, you always select 12 months. Even though they may not be there for the full 12 months, it's important to just have that located in there. Within the business unit, you want to be able to, it's important to select the business unit. So we're operating in UCFO1. And then what you can see over here is you can see that we have our allocation distribution of this position. And so if you elect to leave this blank, it will just automatically assume that it will be 100% distributed to this department. Where this gets important is it gets important on the split funding. But what I'm going to do here really quick, just to show as an example, and this will show another data mechanism. I'm just going to type in July of 2021, since we said this position is going to start on July 1st. We're just going to type in 100, and what that does is that brings in the 100%. And you can see there's no other information in the sheet here. And so what we want to do is we want to make sure that we bring all of this data all the way across. So one of the neat features of Adaptive, if you see this 100%, is if you just right-click it, you can see this option to copy it forward. And so what I can do is I can just say copy to the end, and now you can see that the data is already automatically entered all the way through to the end of the sheet here. So I now have a 100% employee here. And so what I can do now is if I come up here to the top left, if you see the Save button, I have this employee. Now if I click Save, it's saving my sheet. And what's happened is this employee is now located on here. And so what I can see here is I can see how everyone has been entering an employee. So you can see all of the different employees are coming up here. A cool feature here, just so that you're aware, if you're operating in the sheet, since we're all operating in the same place, if I click this refresh sheet, what will happen is I will now be able to see more and more of these options. So now you can see we have almost 21 positions. So we really are. I'm really grateful that everyone on this training is requesting more positions for the budget department. We'd love to have them. That doesn't mean they'll be approved, but they're there.